गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. नारायण नारायण नारायण. अब्बा प्रलीन इव एकीभूत इव इत्युच्यते अयमात्मा. यथोक्तपररूपावभासमपेक्षतु जाग्रत्साक्षिणो वैश्वानरसंज्ञत्वं स्वप्नसाक्षिणस्तैजसत्वं च सुषुप्तिसाक्षिणश्च प्राज्ञत्वं व्यपदेशः. The same consciousness is called by different name according to the state. The consciousness doesn't change. What is the wakeful consciousness or the waking sakshi? The same consciousness is the dream sakshi. The same consciousness remains without the world, is called pure consciousness, isn't it? It is the witnessing of waking. What is the witnessing of waking? The same is the witness of dream. The same is the pure witness, in the sense pure consciousness without the world. So here consciousness is not undergoing three states. Consciousness itself doesn't know that I am in waking and next I am in dream, or I had a previous state and later state. These states don't follow a sequence from the standpoint of the witnessing consciousness. So the witness doesn't have a sequence. That because witness is timeless. Timeless means he exists in the past, present, future simultaneously. He is the past, he is present, he is the future. That means time comes only when you experience them one by one in a sequence. When a person, heavy weight of 1 quintal, 100 kilograms, since it is heavy, these days people cannot carry them, so you divide them into 3 parts. 33 kilos, 33 and 34. Then that you carry one by one 3 times. But if a person can carry all the 3 in one stroke, there are no 3 steps in a sequence. There is only 1 step, isn't it? Or in other words, a person is watching one person, or one vehicle comes and goes, another vehicle comes and goes. He is standing just at the on the side of a road. On the side of a road he is standing. He sees one vehicle coming and going. Comes to the second. When he is watching the second one, earlier was the past, now the present is the vehicle, next will come the future. But a person who is standing on the mountain behind, he can see all the 3 simultaneously. See the difference? A person here close to the road can't see all the 3 at a time, because the place he is sitting is a very small place. He can only see one by one. But the other person who is standing at the height can see the previous one, this one, next one, all 3 simultaneously. Just I am giving an example. Similarly, Sakshi is not particularly related to waking, not particularly relating to dream. Therefore, himself is independent of the states. Therefore, he doesn't undergo change. So, the knower, waking knower, pertains to waking only. So, when you go to dream, waking knower disappears. When you go to the dream, waking knower disappears, is dissolved. Then the dream knower disappears when you go to deep sleep. Here, the knower pertaining to that state, pertaining to that particular state, belongs to that alone. He changes when you go to another state, or with reference to another state. Let us say, instead of going with reference to another state, the same waking knower, waking individual doesn't persist. He disappears. Dream knower disappears. But the consciousness, witnessing consciousness, neither changes. Okay? Nor is a different person, nor himself slightly modifies. No, he remains just the same. Only you are calling by another name, that's all. The same consciousness is called a waking consciousness. Waking consciousness is not qualified by waking. Therefore, he doesn't become somebody specific to waking. There is nothing special about him when he is witnessing waking. Okay? As a witness of the waking, he is not something special related to waking. He is witnessing. In spite of being what he is being what he is, he witnesses waking. So the witnessing waking doesn't add any extra quality, because the same witness witnesses dream. Being the same witness witnesses dream. Being the same witness, he remains without any state. Therefore, himself doesn't undergo any change. Is not a changed condition of witness. Generally, we think witness first is witnessing waking, next he witnesses dream, next he stands without them. That means there are 3 states for the witness. Witness himself doesn't undergo 3 states. Okay, the states are with reference to others. With reference to the states, not from his standpoint. Therefore, he exists all the 3 simultaneously. The question was, how can he know the past, present and future? That was the question student asked. Shishya asked. Now the answer is, he knows all the 3 because all the 3 are simultaneously with him. All the 3 are simultaneously with him. The waking state is, because the very existence of the waking state is the very witness only. Because the state means the world. The world doesn't have any existence apart from the very witness of it. Isn't it? Apart from the witness, other than the witness, the waking itself, the waking state itself doesn't have any existence other than the existence of the Sakshi, witness. That means witness himself constitutes the existence of waking. Witness constitutes the existence of waking. Just like water constitutes the content, the material content of the wave. So wave doesn't have its own material other than water. Wave doesn't have its own material separate from water. Water is the real material. The same water constitutes the existence for the wave. Therefore, when the wave shape goes away, the inner content of water remains the same. The same inner water constitutes the content for the dream. The same water constitutes the same witness, constitutes the content or the reality or the truth of waking. The same consciousness constitutes the existence, reality, content, existence. All these 3 mean the same. Reality of the state, content of the state, existence of the reality, existence, all these are synonymous. Okay. Reality means existence. Existence means content. All are same. Simply words are different. So it constitutes its existence. So the dream objects have no existence apart from you. I am their existence. I am their existence. Like mirror is the existence for all the forms, reflected forms appearing there. All the various colors, forms that are appearing there. Dream, I mean the mirror is its content. You remove the mirror, they have no existence. Just like in a canvas, when you paint, All painting has to appear on the canvas. Canvas is its existence. You remove the canvas, there is no painting. Painting has no existence other than canvas. Canvas is its content, is its reality, is its existence. Similarly, the witnessing is not neutrally witnessing. Neutrally witnessing means leaving the world there, like in these things we leave the book here and I am witnessing. Book is separate, witness is separate. Okay. Book is separate in this illustration. In this example, I am separate, book is separate. Okay. But here, what I am witnessing is not apart from me. I think another example I'll give you, it is better. A dancer assumes one posture in drama. Why dancer? Even ourselves. I am in a sitting posture, I am in a standing posture, or I lie down. When I am watching my own standing posture, I leave out standing posture, I sit down. What happens to my standing posture? Standing posture has no existence apart from me. I myself appeared in a standing posture. When I leave the standing posture, what you call standing appearance goes away. Where I am sitting now. The sitting is a posture appearing upon me. When I move into the another state, that is lie down, where is that standing posture, sitting posture? Sitting, standing have no existence apart from me. I myself am the existence for sitting posture, standing posture, or lying down posture. All these are only appearances upon me, appearances of me, let us say. So I constitute the existence of all the three. Even drama also. When dancer is dancing, she assumes one posture, then changes to another. She alone is in and through all the states. Apart from her, the appearance, dancing pose doesn't exist. Dancing pose doesn't exist apart from the dancer. There is one. I think one Kashmir Shaivism, one Shiva Sutra is there, I think. What is God and what is world? It gives this example. Ishvara is the dancer. Nartaki is Ishvara. His dancing poses is world. What is world? World is nothing but his various poses, various postures. Various postures have no existence apart from the dancer. Dancer herself is appearing in those various postures. So in this sense, the waking state, dream state, or any state or the world is nothing but a way of appearance of myself. I am the existence. Otherwise, witness means we take in general witness that there is a cricket going on, you stand in the gallery and watch. Isn't it? You think this is a witness. Or in a court case witness, somebody witnesses, somebody is happening. That is a worldly illustration. That example doesn't suit. Here, witness means, in worldly sense, event is different. One who witnesses is different. There are two. One event, one object, one person is witnessing another person. There are two people. So illustration doesn't work. That example doesn't work. So the right example for this Atma is only the dancer and her postures. Dancer and her poses. So various pose is the world. When I am appearing as a waking world, who is that world? It is me appearing in a posture. It is me appearing in a posture to whom? To the spectators, to the onlookers. The onlookers who come to the theater to watch me, to them I appear. But this posture, when I put like this, I keep on making various poses. So these poses I appear. Oh, what a beautiful this thing is. We have Dashavatara. One is Rama Avatara, Krishna Avatara, Narsimha Avatara. All this we have got. So dancer keeps on dancing, exhibiting various postures of avatars. Buddha Avatara sitting like this in a meditation. Krishna, even she holds a chakra. Rama wields a bow. Then you understand he is a Rama Avatar, isn't it? Bow and then arrow. then you call Rama avatar. So just one or two gestures, from that you understand the whole person looks like that. So this, people say that by looking, then Narasimha avatara takes out the tongue and looks, you can see that Narasimha avatara. She looks like that, opens her eyeballs wide open, then it looks like a lion. So these things, who sees, from whose standpoint these postures are to the onlookers. The dancer herself can't see any posture, she is herself. See, herself cannot see her postures. All these postures are visible to others. Similarly, Sakshi cannot see the world because he is the world. World is appearing to the individual who is part of the world. Okay. Just as in the part of the drama, the onlookers come and sit there, they watch. To them I am making all my postures. All my faces I am making, they see, but I can't see. They say, Narasimha is beautiful, they say. Rama is beautiful. Rama, but I see myself, I can't see anything. Do I say anything? Are people, that's why after the dance they ask them, how did I play? How did I play? They ask him. They say, it's wonderful, they say. Otherwise, how do I would not know. I can't see myself. Similarly, because the state which is appearing to others, state is a posture, is a pose of the dancer. A state is a pose of the dancer appearing to the onlooker, not to herself. Similarly, Sakshi himself assumes the state, appears to others, he doesn't see because for him there is no state. State means world. State and Sakshi, world and Sakshi are not two for him. He is one, both are one for him. That's why he says, how do you say Sakshi exists in past, present and future? The question. See, the student's question is really good question. How do you say that Bhuta Bhavishyad Vartamana? He himself constitutes past, present and future. How does he constitute all the three? He does. How does the Sakshi, the witnessing consciousness himself, constitute all the three states? Past, present and future. Yes, he does. Because he doesn't have three one by one in a sequence. They may appear to others, but for me it is same. All the postures are myself. Similarly here, the state, subject and object division appears to the individual who is part of the state. Okay? The individual, the knower who is seeing the state, and the world which is seen, both are part of the state. Here one interesting thing is, the world is visible. World is an object. But the subject who is part of the waking state, the subject who is part of the waking state, he assumes two aspects, as a seer aspect and also constitutes a part of the state. He is a part of the state and also seer of the state. He's two. Because he himself, that's why this is confusing, unable to, this adhyasa removing is becoming very difficult because he constitutes two. That is becoming the difficulty. In understanding the Atma, witnessing becomes difficult because he himself is the witness. In a way, it looks that he is watching. He is witness because he is sitting in place of witness. He is covering the witness. He is coming as if he is a representative of the witness, or he himself is a witness. The individual knower within the state, he claims, and he claims to others that I am the witness, I am the Atma. I am the Atma because I am seeing it. I am the consciousness because I am aware of the world. I am aware of everything. I am aware of every object. Therefore, one who is aware of is I am the witness, he thinks. But is a partly true, but not completely true. Is a partly consciousness only, but not complete consciousness. Because still he carries two aspects. One aspect is he carries one aspect of the state, which is he is a part of the state. Another aspect is as consciousness is witness, but as a thought that I am an individual is a part of the world. So I is an individual. He partly constitutes the consciousness, partly a thought. The aspect of the thought is part of the state, but aspect of the consciousness is independent of the state. So he constitutes a mixed thing. That is why we call adhyasa. Jiva bhava, the individuality, is an adhyasta. Adhyasta means it is a mixed thing. He is a witnessing as well as, so he witnesses, but as an individual also he is conscious. That's why when we say consciousness, we think this individuality is consciousness, because individual is also consciousness. That's why we say unable to understand. It confuses all the time. You say witnessing independent, how? Witnessing means one who is knowing the world, being a part of the world. Because as an individual, I am part of the world, but I am conscious also. Each time we say consciousness, we end up thinking, we misunderstand that the individual is witness. Individual is not witness, as long as he feels that he is a part of the state. Because the thought when he entertains I, the sense of I, the notion of I is part of the state. But the consciousness is independent of the state. This is where is a confusing. Until you distinguish it, discriminate between these two, it is difficult to understand. Because the purpose of presenting it as a sakshi is to see, that's why he is conscious. But see, the consciousness not only constitutes, becomes an individual with reference to waking state. He appears as an individual with reference to waking state, but when he leaves the state, he remains himself. Oh, there we have to distinguish it. As a consciousness remains unaffected, but the thought of individuality goes away with the state. It belongs to the state. It goes away with the state, but consciousness remains. So the consciousness who watched the waking state remains independent. Because when the waking state goes away, the same consciousness witnesses dream also. Here when we say the same consciousness is witnessing, we think that the same individual is witnessing the dream. This is confusing. These people are unable to distinguish. This keep on slipping down. We think that it is the individual waker who is recalling the dream. Therefore, that individual of the waking state alone is watching the dream and coming to the waking. So earlier state waking, dream, later state waking, that means he is changing, undergoing a change. Earlier I was witness of that, now I am this thing. That means he is passing through time. He is passing through time. Then I remain without world as a deep sleep. He thinks that I myself constitute three states. When you say three, when you say one after the other sequence, that is individual, is mistaking. Because Sakshi doesn't have three states. Sakshi doesn't undergo in sequentially. Sakshi doesn't watch states in a sequence. Therefore, Sakshi doesn't have states. He has no sequence, no states. He is one changeless consciousness. So this is the difference we have to make. The waking individual, waking knower, related to the waking world is related. Related means what? He is connected to it. That connection is thought. He is related to the state, related to the worldly objects, makes him assume a thought also. With thought, he becomes, with the help of a thought, being identified with the thought, he becomes a part of the state. When without the thought, he is always out of the state. By assuming a thought, like by wearing a cloth, he becomes a part of it. By wearing a uniform, he belongs to that. Without a uniform, he is independent of it. That uniform he wears, it becomes, that is a waking uniform. You are not allowed to carry your waking uniform into dream. Dream has a different uniform. Okay, you take a different uniform. You change the dress when you go to dream. But the person is same. You assume one posture with reference to waking. You assume another posture. So the postures change. You remain the same. You don't change. Therefore, the thought, that's why they say consciousness independent of the thought. Consciousness independent of thought, these people are unable to distinguish. This we have to make a distinction. We have to separate it. Otherwise, we think the same individual thought is going into dream, we think. So, I am going as an individual, I am coming back, I myself go to sleep and I myself This is a waking individual is imagining that I am going into dream, I am going to sleep, I am coming back. This waking individual alone is going and coming. They think I am witness. That means waking individual is witness. People think waking individual is also consciousness. But he is a limited consciousness. He is not all pervasive consciousness. He is not a changeless consciousness. He is not witnessing consciousness. But there is a little. Witness means he thinks this way. Therefore, as a waking individual, yes, I am dream, I am going to sleep, I am coming back. This is already known to me, he thinks. But he has not understood. Because as a waking individual, he is imagining remaining the same. He is not dropping off the waking individuality and standing as a witness. Waking individuality, a ಜಾಗೃತಿನ ಪ್ರಮಾತೃತ್ವ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವನೇ ಊಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನೇ ಮೂರು ಅವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ಸ್. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲೀವಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಾಲಿಟಿ, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ, ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸಿ. So the leaving out is important. Purpose of examining three states is other than the posture. The real witness which is other than the posture. So the posture is also consciousness. Witnessing also consciousness. So unable to distinguish. You say conscious, that is also conscious. Therefore think that individuality is consciousness. Individuality is no doubt consciousness, but it's not complete consciousness. He is not independent consciousness. He is not unrelated. He is relative consciousness, dependent consciousness, related to time, related to space, related to world, part of the world. He sees world is around me. I am watching the world. I am seeing the world. I am affected. I am influenced by the world. I interact with the world. That is individuality. See the difference. But the pure consciousness never sees I am a part of the world. World doesn't exist at my level. But otherwise, commonly, I am in the world, world and me are of same level. World influences me, I make use of the worldly objects. World influences me. Influences means sometimes it is favorable, sometimes unfavorable. It generates a few experiences of good and bad and pleasant and unpleasant, liking, favorable, unfavorable experiences. That means I am related to them. They exist at my level, I exist at their level. So that is individuality. But Sakshi lives at a different level, higher level. World doesn't exist at his level. World is nothing for him because he is pure consciousness, changeless. World is only simple appearance. Therefore, this witness has to be understood as independent of the state. So he is the same individual, waking individual, dropping the relationship with the world. He understands I am same consciousness, extending beyond the waking. Same consciousness without any change, extending beyond waking. Then beyond waking means I dropped the waking. That's what it means. Beyond waking, extending beyond the boundaries of waking means I am without waking, stand independent. Stand myself. Stand as witness, independent of the waking. Stand as witness, independent of dream. Then without states, I am myself. That is deep sleep. So it is the consciousness is a pure existence, dimensionless existence. Waking individual has a dimension because he is related. Waking individual has a dimension because he is assuming a thought. But witnessing has no thought. Therefore he is dimensionless. That is, see the difference. Witnessing consciousness has no dimension because he is not related. Whereas the waking individual, the individual knower, related to the world, he is knowing the world, he is connected to the world, therefore his knowledge is limited. That's why he can't know the entire world, knows one by one objects. The objects, things within the state he knows. He can't know the state as a whole. See the difference. He can't know the state as a whole, he knows the things within the state. Individual knower knows the things within the state. Witness knows the state as a whole. This is the difference. State as a whole are things within the state. Things within the state constitute a thought. One by one thoughts keep appearing. I am related to thought in a way. I am also a thought because the I individual is a thought. Because I am connected to thought, I am related to thought, I identify with the mind. So that's an individual knower is only related to the world because he is watchful of things within the world. Therefore, how to understand myself as a witness? Change your attention from the things within the state. From the things within the state, change your attention to the entire state. Means your attention is not on the individual things, but a state as a whole. Past, present and future. Not a given thought, but just as a whole one thought. Whole one. Then what happens? The individual also merges with the state. The individual and the state, whole thing becomes one. I stand as consciousness. Means I stand as a pure existence because I am not a part of the state. As a part of a state, the existence is a divided existence. The knower existence, known existence, there are two existences, you think. Existence has two parts. Iravu ಎರಡು ಭಾಗಗಳಾಗ್ತದೆ. The iravu sat, existence has two parts. One is a knowing existence, another is known existence. But the Sakshi is a pure existence, he has no division. It is not a relational existence, it is a non-relational, indivisible, one undivided one existence. Sakshi is undivided one existence. So when you divide as a knower alone, I am knower, knowing the known, then you fall into within the state. You fall within the state, you become one part of the one part, leaving out other part. But the Sakshi doesn't divide himself into two parts. The existence is not divided into two parts as a knowing existence and a known existence. Knowing consciousness and a known consciousness. Knower-known division doesn't exist, therefore existence is not divided. Consciousness is not divided into knower and known. There is one consciousness without a division of knower and known. That is just consciousness. Yeah, I think it is clear. ಅಲ್ಲವೇ ಹೀಗೆ this is the distinction we have to make. Then you understand this witness. Otherwise individuality imagines that I am witness. It doesn't work. That's why in spite of things still you are in the state. So I see that I am free from the state. I am pure existence. I am not a part of the existence. Therefore I do not constitute another aspect of the state. One aspect is known, another aspect is knower. That's why I am not just like my hand is a part of this body. This hand is one part, this hand is another part. When I leave the body, I don't constitute a part of the hand, part of the body. So the witness of the state is not a part of the state. This I have told again and again. It's not telling, it is watching. Watching your anubhava is important. You may tell any number of times. It is not memorizing the sentence. Memorizing the concept is not the point. Concept you know already. First day alone you know it. It is not the concept. Whether are you able to see that I stand as consciousness? That is important. Therefore, I don't stand as a part of the state, being one part, one aspect of the state and watching another aspect of the state. That is individuality. Who constitutes a part of the state and related to other part of the state. So here, when I see the state as a whole, I don't divide myself. I don't constitute one part, leaving out another part. Here I see that part is me, this part is me. Knowing part, known part, both are me. Knower part, known part, both are me. Therefore, I constitute the one existence. I constitute the one consciousness. This consciousness has no thought. That's why it can neither have a thought of itself, nor can have a thought of others. Two things are there. As a knower, he knows that this is world. This he can name it. He can name others. He can name himself also. Who are you? I. He says I. The very thought of I comes to him because that's what he is. The very thought is nameable. When you have a thought, you can name it. If you have a thought, you can name it. See, the difference. Name goes with a thought. Thought can be named. Wherever there is a name, there is a thought. Witnessing has no thought, therefore it cannot be named. Therefore, is a knowing individual who constitutes a part of a state. He has a thought because I. Therefore, exclusive thought. I, that's why you say the first person is only a one person. You can't have a plural for first person. I is first person, we is plural, but we doesn't exist, though it may exist grammatically, but in our anubhava there is only one. One consciousness. You can't have two consciousnesses. Do you have ever two eyes? Two subjects? You don't have two subjects. Ekam cha sattvam, Bhashyakara Shankaracharya says, there is only one knower, there can't be two knowers. There are no plural. One is subject, other is you. Second person, third person, you mix up and call plural. One is the first person, other is second person or third person. You combine them and make it plural. But that is not true plural. That is not true plural. Subject is, I is only singular. Therefore, when I am related to other, there is a name. I name it me. That is a thought. But consciousness witnessing stands as a pure consciousness without a thought. You can't name it. Because you name it because you can't conceive it. You can't have a notion of consciousness. Consciousness itself is a notionless because it is not relative. It just is a natural existence, a natural consciousness without forming a notion, without having a thought. It doesn't constitute itself a thought. Therefore, it has no conception of other also. Neither conception of me nor a conception of other. In the worldly sense, the me, I itself is a conception. You watch, I is a thought. In deep sleep, you have no thought of I. I slept, but you didn't have a thought that I am sleeping. You didn't have a thought. You were sleeping. After waking up, you say, I was sleeping. But did you have a thought that you had no thought of I am sleeping, either sleeping or sitting, watching, whatever you are. There is no thought of I in deep sleep. Deep sleep didn't have a thought of I. The thought of I comes only in waking and dream. Deep sleep itself is without thought, but it is an existence. It is an existence. It is just consciousness without a thought. So that existence transcends the thought, leaves out the thought but exists. Leaves out the thought and exists. That's important. This is where one has to say, that's why we say meditation. I suggest everybody should do little bit of meditation every day for at least half an hour or so. So otherwise, commonly when we keep on interacting with the world, mind is making thoughts. Mind keeps on thinking something or other because sense organs are on, mind is on like a switch on. We don't have switchless on it is. This thing here you can switch, you can press it on and you can press it off. But here this, it is continuously on, no switch at all. It has no switch, it is on. So continuously thoughts are taking place here. So therefore, in meditation what you do is, you are conscious. In wakeful consciousness you sit just silently. What is the job? Meditation means what should I do? If you think that I am going to do, or I have to do, that's not meditation. It is nothing, not doing anything. Simply sitting itself is not a job, is not a work. You just, as if thing is thrown there, you leave it there, it is lying, as if you are lying there. Not doing anything, no sankalpa, no thought, no plan. Sitting, what should I do? Meditation. Meditation means what should I do? People think then again you are making a sankalpa. You are willing a thought that I am doing this thing, I have to do this thing. There is no I am doing, I have to do. Even that will, you leave it. Just leave it. There is consciousness already. Without any choice. You are not choosing any. If you choose, there is a will operating there. You see, the very choice is a thought. Choice is a thought, even that is within the consciousness. Consciousness itself you are not choosing. That means you are not entertaining a thought. It is there already. Why do you need to entertain? Why do you need to entertain a thought? It is there already, like space. Space is there already. You don't have to do anything about it. A thing, you can take it and drop it. You can take it and put it back. Take the akasha and put it back. You can't move it because it is there. It is not available for grasping and leaving. So what is aheyam anupadeyam? Shankaracharya says, na heyam na upadeyam. Neither you can grasp it nor you can leave it. Okay, so the consciousness, the witnessing is not available for functioning of the thought. The thought's functioning of thinking it and dropping it. Thought cannot think of it, nor thought can drop it. Thought itself is the very functioning of the thought witness is aware of. All that happens within the consciousness, only the thought, its dropping, its thinking, its leaving, everything happens within the consciousness. Therefore, in meditation, you just sit, simply sitting without doing anything. No particular thought, simply remain. Just remain, lie down there. Therefore, you are conscious. When I suggest this thing to people, they say, Swamiji, your meditation is very good, but each time when I sit and relax, I go to sleep, they say. I go to sleep. That's where you have to learn. You have to sit without going into sleep. Without falling asleep, you have to sit conscious. You have to sit conscious without falling into sleep, because whenever you start practicing meditation, first thing you get is you fall asleep. At least drowsiness comes. Generally fall asleep, but at least drowsiness comes. That's because human mind is continuously active, thinking, continuously thinking. It stops thinking only when it is going to sleep. Therefore, mind knows that the mind means our modern they call it brain. Brain gets a suggestion that probably you want to sleep, that's why you are not thinking. When you stop thinking, brain understands that you want to sleep, therefore it goes to sleep. Now brain has to understand that there is another thing. I don't want to sleep, but I remain without active. The mind without being active, I don't want to sleep. Oh, is there a such a thing? Brain has to learn. Oh, this is another thing. I can stay without thought. Otherwise, when you reduce the thinking, when you stop thinking, mind knows that only sleeping, it falls asleep. Because we have never given a chance to remain without a thought, but still you can be conscious. Oh, this I have never done, that's why you have to practice it. This is the new way you practice it. You give a chance to the mind to be conscious without a thought. You give an opportunity. How I can be just conscious? Not conscious of a given thing, not of a given object, not of a given thing, either of a subjective thought or objective thought. Without any entertaining a thought, without forming a thought, just remain. Give an opportunity to yourself. Give a chance to yourself how you can be just consciousness. You don't do anything, you only give an opportunity. Consciousness is itself there. You are not making conscious. Because consciousness is not an attempt. Thought is an attempt. Consciousness is not an attempt because it is self-existing. See, thought is an attempt. You conceive, you think, you use a will. Attempt means will. You will a thought. Do you will consciousness? See the difference. You will a thought. You make a thought. You attempt a thought. But consciousness is beyond your attempt, beyond your will. It's not available for your will. Neither you can close consciousness nor your wake up consciousness. You can't do anything. Your will doesn't work with reference to being consciousness. Okay, this is what you have to watch. So this is not ideas, concepts, in which book it is there, books, whatever, maybe there, may not be there, forget it. You are here, existing here. Why do we need book when you are here right now? This is a matter of our experience. People will say, in which book it is there? Keep on booking, I don't know, it might be there, may not be there, doesn't matter. Even if it is not there, you are here. What is there? If you look for it, you may find somewhere. So you are not looking for the book, you are looking for yourself. So you are conscious there without using the will. Without using means what should you do? Now don't ask that, because using the will, entertaining a thought is a will. Stopping a thought also is a will. You try to again use the will. You try to stop the thought. If you try to stop, it is a will. Then what should I do? Don't do anything. Watch that even will is within your consciousness. See that you are using the will. Thinking a thought, leaving a thought, both are happening in the consciousness. Both are happening in the consciousness. It is already there. You just leave it to itself. The self-awareness, self-shining itself shines. The self-shining Atma, the self-shining consciousness itself shines. You don't have to make an attempt to watch it. When your ears are open, when you are awake, in your waking state, whatever sound happens, sound gets heard. You don't have to do any conscious attempt to hear. Do you have to make a conscious attempt to hear? You just sit idle. Whatever happens, whatever sound or silence, you are hearing the silence. Then suddenly somebody is dropping a brick there. You hear that. Then he is walking, he is putting a step. Then you hear. He doesn't do anything. Silence also you hear. Isn't it? Hearing natural. The hearing means conscious. You are conscious of sound, conscious of silence, conscious of sound, conscious of silence. Consciousness is with sound, without sound. Okay, you are conscious of sound. When sound is there, it gets heard automatically. You don't make any attempt. There is no need to attempt. When there is a sound, it gets heard. Means you are conscious of the sound. If there is a silence, you are conscious of even that. So consciousness is there naturally. Sound or no sound, it is there. So this you have to practice little bit every day. So you understand how consciousness is independently there. It means you are giving a chance for your mind to be part of consciousness. Mind is not attempting. Mind is already part of consciousness. Mind is already within consciousness. Just to watch it. That means you leave the consciousness to watch itself. It is watching, you leave it itself. Just like water is flowing, you are not pushing the water to flow. You are not using the will for the water to flow. This Jiddu Krishnamurti uses this expression. When you sit on the bank of water, you are not pushing the water. You are not wishing the water. You are not willing the mind to throw. You just remain. Water is moving on its own. You are aware of. You are simply aware of water and its movement. You are simply aware of. See, you are not pushing, nor you are willing. Your mind is not willing, pushing in another thought. If thought comes, let it come. If it goes, let it go. If thought comes, let it come. If it goes, let it go. Neither resist it, nor force it, nor hold it, nor manipulate it. Don't do anything, just leave it. Whatever happens. If thought is there, okay. If thought is not there, okay. Again comes, okay. If it doesn't come, okay. Whatever it is, you are just conscious. Conscious. Just be conscious. Okay. This meditation you have to practice a little bit every day, because otherwise we keep on using the will. More you use the one who uses the will is individual. Okay, it is the knower, it is an individual who is a part of the state is using the will. One who is without will is witnessing. Without will is witness. The witness is not part of a state. Will is a state. Without will is the witnessing. Witness is not a part of the state because he has no will. Consciousness is not willing. Two things. There is a consciousness without will. There is a consciousness with will. The will is individual knower. Without will is the witnessing. That's different. That is a difference. If the consciousness is with will, then you are an individual part of a state. If there is a consciousness without will, that is witness. That is witness. It knows itself. Witness knows itself. You don't have to tell the witness you are witness. Don't have to. We keep on, because mind is keep on imagining, thinking. It talks of. This is what Jiddu Krishnamurti says. Solilaki, he calls it. Solilaki means is a very difficult English term. That means self-talking. Self-talking. It keeps on talking, imagining. If nobody is there, it talks. Nobody listens, also it talks. It doesn't stop talking, keeps on talking. That solilaki should stop. Self-talking should stop. Okay? Stop means, how do you stop? If you stop, again talking only. If you try to stop, you are again willing. You allow itself. Don't do anything. You allow. It is already there. Witness is there. Consciousness without any thought. Thought comes, thought goes, may come, may go. Whatever happens, I leave it. I don't make a thought. I don't will it. You remain. It is there. It is self-existing. That's what it is. So this one has to, every day, therefore, you are not meditating means you are not doing. You are only giving an opportunity. You're only giving a chance to it. You're only giving an opportunity. What happens, let it happen. Let anything happen, you leave it to itself. Then there is only witnessing, consciousness, 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 that's all. So you're only giving a chance, you are not doing anything. This is the difference. In meditation, you don't do it. If you do it, then there is a will is operating, then it keeps on imagining. So you give a chance, see what happens. The witness remains. It has been remaining. Remaining is not a new idea, new state. The consciousness remaining is not a new thought. It has been like Akasha is remaining. Space is. To be space, to be the space. Is it an attempt on its part? Space, you ask, come on, space, sit here. Okay, I am sitting. Does the space say I am sitting? Is sitting on the spot of a space is an attempt? Is it a will? It is always sitting. You tell the wall, oh wall, you stand. He says, yes, I am standing. Is standing an attempt on its part? Is there a will? Is there an action? It is even before you say it is standing. Even if you say something else, you say don't stand, sit down, still it is standing. That means the standing is so natural. It is independent of your order. It doesn't depend upon your order. You may order anything. It is not that it... See, this is what people say. I say, wall, you stand. See, wall is standing because I told. Wall is standing because I told it to stand, therefore it is standing. The missionaries here, they do talk like this. They keep on ordering. Oh, in the name of Jesus, I am ordering. What is that? I am ordering the wall to stand. See, wall is standing because of Jesus. They brought all those things from Europe to India also. I think these fellows are trained by them only, probably. Indians were not like this. They learned from probably Europeans, taught them, these missionaries. They say, I ask the pen to remain here alone. See, since I ordered, therefore pen is reading. You order differently, pen will remain there alone. It is in spite of your order, it doesn't depend on the order. Similarly, it is naturally existing. What is naturally existing? You order that pen, you stand here alone, you stay here alone. I claim that, you see, I have ordered it, therefore it is staying. You think that the pen is staying there because of my order. It is listening to my order. It is obeying my order. See, I am ordering it. You think that I am ordering the consciousness, therefore it is staying. Consciousness is consciousness even before you order. Even if you order differently, it is consciousness. Your order has no meaning, isn't it? Your order has no meaning. Your order has no influence. This is what we have to watch. My thought has no meaning. My thought is not influencing the consciousness. You may think of consciousness. You may think of unconsciousness. Still consciousness is consciousness. Consciousness is independent of your thought. This is what you have to be aware of. Consciousness is there not because of any thought. Thought may be there, may not be there. Thought may think of anything, but consciousness is there. It's independent of thought. This you have to watch. This watchfulness is your meditation. It requires a lot of patience, lot of leisure, no hurry. No hurry, no willing, no thought. Then if you try to fight with the mind, it will more get disturbed. Don't fight with the mind. You just leave it. Leave it. Whatever happens, just allow it. Like leave the water, it goes on its own. You leave the wind, it flows on its own. Leave the sun, he goes on his own. See, you can't say, I'm ordering the sun to come and go. See, you see the shade, sun is moving slowly. In our childhood, we could say, when the light falls here, there is a, shade and light. After a while, 5 minutes, the shade moves up. Because sun comes down, the shade moves up. Or sun goes up, the shade comes down like that. Therefore, we would put a mark. After a few minutes, you can see the mark, the shade comes down. The shade comes down. So, think that I am ordering, see, shade, come down. After 5 minutes, you see it comes down. See, I have ordered it. It is already going down, so you order it. You say the car, go to the next step. Car is already going, and you say that I have ordered and it is going. So, don't do that at least to yourself in meditation. That means don't cheat yourself. Be honest to yourself. You understand? So it is just there, consciousness. So it is in spite of thought, it is there. You just see, you will discover it for yourself. You see for yourself. In that seeing, there is no thought, there is no speech. You can't speak it, you can't think of it, because it is independent of it. Therefore, it is difficult. Then once you discover it, there is nobody to tell. There is no second person for you to... Generally, when we see something, a new discovery, you feel like sharing it. There is nobody to share with. Because the whole world is you. There is nobody to share with. And nor you exist as a one who wants to share. It is there as a consciousness. Pure consciousness, all consciousness, entire infinite consciousness. Nobody to think, nobody to speak. It is just one non-dual. Okay, this is what you will get it anyway. You do it, you will understand. It all, don't listen like a story. It's only just a suggestion for you. Whatever I told, all this, don't try to imagine in the meditation. You do it, you will experience directly. If you imagine, that interferes again. So, it is not that you imagine the world, recall it and try to live it. That becomes again, you are working within the mind only. Working with the thought. Don't work with the thought. You just leave it. It happens to you. It is your fresh discovery. It is your direct experience. You are not repeating somebody's experience. You are not repeating somebody's statement. You are independently living. It is your direct experience. Face it. Face it directly. Okay. So in this thing, yadi eka eva sakshi chit swarupaha sarvatra katam tarhi bhagavan tadatmano sushupti ajñatvam. If there is only one consciousness alone in deep sleep, how is it that I am ignorant in deep sleep? Because I don't know anything. See the question. Student puts the question. Yes, in waking state I am wakeful consciousness, witness. In dream I am witnessing consciousness. In deep sleep there are no states. Two states dissolve. I remain what? I don't know anything. See the questioner, Vidyarthi, the student's question, I don't know anything. Then if you said that I am the wakeful consciousness, I am the dream witnessing consciousness, same consciousness is deep sleep. If the deep sleep is consciousness, then I should have been consciousness. Instead of that I am ignorant. How is that I am ignorant? You have to answer. Nahi tatra kinchit jnayate kenapi. There nobody knows anything. In deep sleep, are you aware of something? At least the world? Or do you remember that something you left there? Or at least during the I am sleeping, you have no thought. Even I am sleeping, even that thought you don't have. Even the thought of I also you don't have. I have no thought that I don't have I thought. Even that thought you don't have. See, you have no thought of I. But you have no thought that I have no I thought. Even that you don't have. Isn't it? Nothing you have. So therefore, nahi tatra kinchit jnayate kenapi apicha yadi tatra ishwaratvaneva jivasyapi. If the jiva is also consciousness, jiva and Ishvara is one conscious. You are calling by two names. Jiva means individual. Ishvara is the creator of the world, the truth of the world. So that Ishvara and Jiva are one. That means the same consciousness you are calling as individual, calling as Ishvara, calling as world. All three names to the same. The same is Ishvara. Sushupti is Ishvara, Sushupti is Jagat, world, Sushupti is Jiva. Sushupti is an individual, Sushupti is Jagat, Sushupti is Ishvara. All three names you can use to the same one. Same consciousness is called by three names. Because it is existence, it is consciousness. Therefore, tatra ishwaratvameva jivasyapi. Yadi, if jiva is also Ishvara, then you can't distinguish who is Ishvara, who is Jiva there. You same is Ishvara, same is Jiva. You are only talking from different angle, that's all. Same is Ishvara, same is Jiva. Katam nitya jnana sarupasyapi tat akinchit. If I am Ishvara there, as an Ishvara, I am supposed to be fully conscious. I am supposed to be all consciousness. But in deep sleep, I don't know anything. I am totally ignorant. If I am Ishvara, if I am Brahman, if I am the truth of the world, Brahman means the truth of the world, the existence of the world, the content of the world. That means the consciousness of the world. If I am the consciousness which is the truth of the world, then I should be fully conscious. But I am totally ignorant. How am I ignorant? Sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunaschaiti sakshat drashtritvam chaitanya swarupatvam cha khalu shruyate devasya. But Upanishad also says that he is all consciousness. But I, in my experience, I don't say. I see all darkness only. I talk totally ignorant only. This is the student's question. Guru answers, Aho vicharani punasyapi vimudatvam. Ayyo, I have been telling so many days together. You are again talking, raising the same question, same misunderstanding. Aho vimudha. He says, Mohasya vaibhavam. See, what a play of moha. Moha is again come back. After answering everything, again you put the same question. Because the mind misses, because the mind is coming and interfering. The problem is mind is coming again. Mind is trying to understand, that is interfering. They say, your mind is interfering. If they say, no, I am not interfering, Swamiji, my mind is trying to understand. I say, that's what is interference. He says, I am trying to understand, that is interference. Then what else I am supposed to do? That is a difficulty. So he says, Aho vicharani punasyapi vimudat. You have been a good thinker. You are inquiring well. So far you put a good question, but you again at the end, what is this you are asking this question? Again you are coming back to the same point. After discussing, after understanding so much, he says, Etavat paryantam. See, Swamiji says, Guruji says, Etavat paryantam vyavaharam paramarthancha vibhajyaiva vichare pravruttau avam. We understood two levels. One is the reality. Another is, reality means one is the actual existence. Another is a thought of existence. One is existing consciousness. Another is thought of consciousness. Isn't it? One is existence, another is thought of existence. See the difference. Nanu iruvadu vandu, iddene emba yochana vandu. Vritti rupa iruvike, vandu swayam iruvike. One is a self-existence, another is a thought of existence. One is the self-consciousness, another is thought consciousness in the form of a thought, in a pattern of a thought. So these two levels, remember that. When I am speaking, living in the thought alone we speak, but pointing out that. So though this speech constitutes a thought alone, you are listening also to thought. You are listening also through a thought. Okay. You are using a thought, but the end of the thought, end of that listening, this word is suggesting something. Where it is suggesting, you turn there you drop the thought and see it. It is like, I bring water through a tumbler. Okay. Through a vessel I bring the water. You take the water and leave out the vessel. Okay. To bring water I have to use the vessel. To drink also you take the vessel, but only drink water and don't drink the vessel. You take water and leave the vessel. Similarly, when I speak, I use the thought. But when it reaches you, you leave the thought and stay as consciousness. That's the speaker also, he consciousness using a thought. It is the witnessing consciousness using a thought to communicate. He uses a thought to communicate, like I use the vessel to communicate the witnessing consciousness. Witnessing consciousness is like water. So the thought is like a vessel. So to communicate that witness, you use the vessel. You create a thought and communicate the thought. While receiving the thought you receive, leave out the thought and stay as consciousness. The listener has to do that and speaker has to do that. There is no way. There is no way. I use the vessel to bring the water. And when you receive it, hold the vessel, but don't drink with vessel, drink only water. Okay. So similarly, if you receive the thought, you remain with the thought alone. You use the thought to communicate the consciousness, but don't receive the thought. Don't hold on to the thought. Thought is only a vessel for you. Okay, you hold the vessel, take the water and leave out the... So when you are listening leave out the thought and stay as the consciousness. So in the consciousness you are listening, so my thought, my words come there, and it comes, turns your attention and goes away, and you remain consciousness. This is how it has to work. This water vessel is a very good example. The speaker has to use the vessel, otherwise how will you communicate? That means he stays as witnessing consciousness, but each time he has to use a thought. To speak, he has to use a thought. To stay as consciousness, he doesn't need a thought. But to speak, he uses a thought. But listener also, while listening, he receives as a thought. But to stay as a consciousness, leaves out the thought and stays as consciousness. Okay. So both speaker also does the same, listener also has to do the same. So thought is only in between, shuttling like a vessel. Okay, after you drink, we take away the vessel and clean it, and again use the vessel to pour water and to give it to somebody. So the same vessel carries the water number of times. But nobody takes water, nobody drinks water, nobody drinks the vessel. Everybody drinks water and leaves out the vessel. Similarly, we don't swallow the thought. Thought comes and at the gate and leave out the thought and stay as consciousness. So thought remains thought goes away, falls off, and you remain consciousness. Means you remain independent of thought. If you carry the thought with you, you won't understand the witness, because thought comes and sits over the witness. Again, you will remain at the thought alone. You remain at the level of thought alone, you won't see the consciousness. So don't allow the thought to come and cover up the consciousness, cover up the witness. While listening, don't allow the thought, don't allow the vessel to cover the water. You drink water and leave out the vessel. But he says that he says, vessel is so nice, vessel is so beautiful. It may be beautiful, but drink only water, don't drink the vessel. However beautiful, it is useless. Water alone you have to drink. Similarly, it is that witnessing alone you pay attention. As you pay attention to the witness, the very thought which was paying attention to outside, when it turns inside, you drop individuality and thought also goes away. Individuality goes, thought goes away, you stand as witness. This is how you have to communicate. There is no way. You have to use the vessel and throw away the vessel. I use the vessel, you also receive vessel and leave out, and you stay as consciousness. So thought and speech is only for communication, not to carry it until the sakshi, because it is not required. If you retain the thought, it is unnecessary interfering. Thought interferes and covers. Therefore, he says, in Sushupti, how is that he says there are two levels. One is the thought, another is the consciousness, which is underlying the thought. Consciousness is the content of the thought. Like when you carry a vessel, when you carry a vessel, there is always a content in it. Similarly, each thought carries a consciousness as its content. Content means both inside and outside. Inside the thought, outside the thought is consciousness alone. So see, with the thought, there is always consciousness. Pay attention to that, and the thought is left out. You leave out the thought and stay with the consciousness. Pay attention to consciousness. Thought is left out. Means the thought dissolves. Thought is thought only when you think it. When you don't pay attention, thought dissolves. Thought has no existence. You give importance, it sits. More you give importance, where is the thought? You think, therefore it is a thought. You pay attention to thought, there is a thought. You don't pay attention, it doesn't exist. It ceases. It is as simple as that. It is something like you go to the mirror. You try to look into the mirror, you appear. I would, in my childhood, I would think like that. See, each time I stand in front of the mirror, my face appears. I wanted to see what would appear when I am away from the mirror. Okay? When I am not standing in front of the mirror, I move away, what will happen? What will appear there? I cannot see anything. Then I try to say, come to a corner and see. When I come, my head appears there. You try to see, your head appears. Therefore, when you pay attention, thought comes. When you pay attention, thought comes. You don't pay attention, thought dissolves. It is as simple as that. Therefore, more you pay attention to thought, there is a thought. Don't pay attention, without the thought you stand as consciousness. This is simple. Therefore, we are creating a thought. Thought has got a habit of self-creation. It keeps on creating. More you pay attention, more you think, more thought. More you think, more thought. It goes on endlessly. That's why we say, Anadi Ananta Samsara goes on. Samsara goes on. That's why we call it, remember, beginningless, endless. We would wonder, what is this concept of beginningless, endless? It looks like beginningless, endless. What is that? But why create beginning? Nobody is creating. Your thought alone is really like that. Your thought is like that. So we are explaining how it is. Thought is creating itself. Thought is like an amoeba. It creates itself. You know that? Amoebas won't die. Amoeba creates itself. Another form. I am told that amoeba will never die. If there is any eternal, is only amoeba. We all are subject to death, but amoeba is eternal. I am told amoeba will never die. Each amoeba creates another. It divides into two. There are two fresh amoebas. Again they divide. It never dies. I don't know how many centuries, how many millennia there has been amoebas have been living. Abba. Similarly, thought is also amoeba only. Thought creates another, goes on creating. Therefore, thought is endless. It is a habit of, it is a nature of creating itself. That means it never goes. But thought has got another capacity. Thought can create and perpetuate itself perennially. Thought can perennially perpetuate itself, but thought has got another capacity. The Swamiji would say, Satchidananda Swamiji would say, thought knows how to commit suicide also. Thought has got another capacity, we are not using it. It can commit suicide also. He says, in hotels in those days, it was a rare event. There are some doors. The people generally don't close the door. In big offices, you can come from inside, you push the door comes out and you come away and door itself automatically closes. And from outside you can push inside. You can push inside and go, and door automatically comes back to its natural state. So the door can be pushed inside and outside. Door can be pushed inside and outside. This normal door only one side, you can't push other sides. But certain doors can be pushed inside and outside. Mind has such a capacity. You push outside, world appears. You push inside, world dissolves. Thought dissolves into consciousness. So thought has got two capacity like that. The door which can be, I don't know, what door you call it? I don't know. Adake en door heltare, some special name is there for such door. In India, I think these days such doors are not visible. Maybe there. So you can push it inside and outside. Two ways it can be pushed. And once we found it's a strange thing. It can be done two ways. It was new for us. Because all our village doors are only one side. But this door would go inside and outside. We were really surprised. Once we went to town and came back, we saw something great which nobody has seen. The door opens inside, outside. It was a great discovery for us. We were village illiterate rustics. We were in village. So we didn't know all these things. So the door can open inside and outside. Similarly, mind can create a world and it can dissolve it into consciousness. But we are using one aspect of the mind, you use it another aspect. Mind is capable of dissolving itself. It can dissolve and understand, it can become one with consciousness. Now there is no world apart from you. And that aspect we are not using it. This teaching only helps you, guides you, again and again inspires you to see that another aspect. Mind has got another aspect where it dissolves itself. That side we keep on paying attention. We keep on drawing your attention to that. Pay. More and more you see that your mind withdraws from the world. The more you withdraw your attachment to them, your interest in the world, worldly things and people, you detach, you de-identify with them. World looks dummy, otherwise world looks very attractive. I saw one drunkard. And his wife doesn't give him money. He's a drunkard. And he says, he shouts and screams and all that, you have to give me because I am dying, you have to give me. And he says, suddenly he sits in this thing, calling me, somebody calling me. Who is that? That shopkeeper is calling me. He says, he's calling me. He hears all the noise voices. He says, he's calling me urgently. He's calling me. He wants me to drink. He says, he was addicted. Gone little bit mad. He says, he's calling me. Okay? As if somebody is calling you. So, the world looks very attractive. He says, come, come, I am here, so beautiful. World is beautiful, attractive. Therefore, money looks very attractive. I would wonder, what is this? Is an inert object, this simple paper? It is so attractive. I wonder, what is this? It is the value you give to it that attracts you. So these values we give, the attachment we have, the values, therefore the world looks attractive, it plays with us, it dominates us, controls us, everything it does. It is capable of doing everything. So these things your thought has given to them. You withdraw. World looks dummy and lifeless. No rupee can attract you, no person can attract you. Nobody, everything looks dummy and dull. They have no life at all. The life, the strength, you give it to it and therefore it attracts you. You don't give it, it doesn't attract you. We give them. Therefore, you can withdraw the strength you have given to the worldly things, money, power and status and worldly enjoyments and attractive things you have given them. You withdraw. It is nothing. World looks so dummy, it has no life at all. Because you have given it. Similarly, you withdraw from your body identification, from the identification of the mind, identification of the sense organs. Then the neither mind nor the individuality. Both of them dissolve. You are just consciousness. Okay. This way, mind has got two capacities, like a door. Inside, outside open. Inside opens, outside opens. So therefore, kalpitam tatra avidya kalpitasya jivasya sharirendriya sangati bhav abhimanavashat jnatrutvam sitasya gnatvam agnatvam va bhavet. See, it is the individual alone who thinks that I know, I don't know. The thought of knowledge, thought of ignorance is to the individual knower alone. The witnessing consciousness has no thought of no thought of knowledge, no thought of ignorance. See. The witnessing conscious has no thought of knowledge, no thought of ignorance. It is an individual alone has got a thought of knowledge, thought of ignorance. Ignorance is a thought. Thought means a state of mind. Ignorance is a state of mind. A thought of mind. Ignorance is one thought, knowledge is another thought. Whereas consciousness has neither. It has no thought of knowledge, it has no thought of ignorance. Therefore, deep sleep is pure consciousness. It has neither a thought of knowledge, thought of ignorance. So you are looking from the waking state. So it is your waking individual looking at the sleep and trying to recall the deep sleep. And he says, I did not know anything. Who said? You are the waking you. Waking individual, you are talking about the sleep. Therefore I say, I did not know anything. Deep sleeper did not say. The deep sleep experience, witness, he did not say that I don't know anything. Who says I did not know anything? It is a waking yatan. Therefore, it is a waking jiva says that I did not know. Therefore, deep sleep looks like ignorance for the waker alone. Means a commentator is a waker. In cricket, there is an umpire and commentator. He is like that. He comments. The cricket commentator, he is very fast. He jumps and talks anything. He says that he is out. Later umpire says, no, he is not out. Then people think that, oh, he is out. People tell everybody news. Then later he says, no, umpire gave, no, not out. Then why did the commentator shout like that? He shouts more than everybody. The commentator shouts loudly. He says, he is out, he shouts. People think that he is out. Commentator, the umpire, ultimately umpire is that umpire silently does like a witness. This fellow talks too much like the mind. Commentator talks like mind. Umpire silently says not out, that's all. He doesn't speak, he only shows with his hand, he waves his hand. Cricket science I am talking. I am not very good at cricket, only few things I know. I am not good at cricket. So similarly, in Sushupti itself, he has no thought of knowledge, no thought of ignorance. Knowledge means a thought. Ignorance is again thought. He has no thoughts at all. So neither knowledge nor ignorance is just pure consciousness. It is the waking mind. Waking individual says that I did not know. Deep sleep state is ignorance. Waking state is knowledge. Who says that? Waking state is a knowledge. Deep sleep is ignorant. It is the mind. Mind is dividing. Mind says that waking mind is a thought. The thought about deep sleep is ignorance. So it is the mind alone entertaining two thoughts. One is a waking thought, another is thought about deep sleep, one is thought about waking state. It is the mind is having two thoughts, one thought knowledge, another thought ignorance, but deep sleep itself is neither. Okay? This is the question. He says, Nitya Chaitanya Swarupasya Sakshinah iti na Sakshi Bhutetva Savasthatraye Kutrajitapi Ajñatvam Shakya. Therefore, the witnessing consciousness is nowhere ignorant of anything, because he is by very nature consciousness. Where is the question of ignorance? It is like talking. Sun is sleeping in the night. Okay? Sun is awake in the waking state. When we wake up, sun is awake along with us. But in night what happens? Just as you sleep, sun goes to sleep. That means sun also knows darkness. You ask the sun, at night where do you go? You ask the sun, where do you go in the night? And he says, what is night? Tell me first. Night you don't know? Night means all darkness. What is darkness? You tell the sun. Who will tell? Let me know. Who is capable of telling the sun what is darkness? Nobody can tell, nobody can convince him. Similarly, the witnessing consciousness doesn't know what is darkness, what is ignorance. So it is the waking mind having some knowledge. He contrasts. I have this thought. In contrast, I don't have a thought similar to the waking thought. I don't have a thought similar to the waking thought. Therefore, when I don't have a thought similar to the waking thought with reference to deep sleep, it says it is ignorance, because I don't have a thought similar to waking. In waking, I can conceive. I am unable to conceive deep sleep, therefore you call it ignorance. It is the mind is playing. So, it is a jiva's mind has the thought of ignorance, thought of knowledge. Witnessing, that is Ishvara. Ishvara has no ignorance, no thought. That is Ishvara is you. In your real nature as Ishvara, you have no ignorance, no knowledge. You are always consciousness. Therefore, Jnatru Rupasya to Jivasya Swapna Jagrata, same thing. What I have told Swamiji again, detail. So therefore, Sushupti is pure consciousness alone. Okay? So we are coming closer to Turiya. We'll tell Turiya tomorrow. We have to tell it. We could have told little more details, but time is not enough. So one class, we'll tell briefly the Turiya and leave it. This can be told any number of days. Same class can be stretched, same can be abridged, it can be stretched. Either way you can do it. We could have done few more classes. Probably we will do later anyway. We'll tell briefly tomorrow in 1 hour, Turiya. Later a few more classes I will do online. You can listen. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tat Sat.